Welcome to another edition of DAC FP TV. I'm your host, Don Friedman, President of the Digital Assets Council of Financial Professionals. On this episode, we have W. Scott Stornetta. He's a partner and also chief scientist at Yugen Partners. Scott is also widely considered the co-inventor of blockchain technology. Scott, welcome to the show.
Thanks. It's a pleasure to be here, virtually, of course.
Absolutely. So let's jump right into this. The first question we have for you is, when clients ask their advisor, what is blockchain? What should their 2 to 3 minute answer be?
Well, that's obviously a great question. And as you can imagine, I get it a lot. And I would actually, I would want advisors to understand that blockchain is less about a technology and more about a shared record. And so this is what I would say to clients. The idea of a blockchain is simply this: certain industries can operate more efficiently and transparently and effectively if, rather than each party to a transaction has their own copy, their own private incompatible copy of the record, if instead of that, the entire set of parties agrees to a single shared record, then great value is created. And the technology behind blockchain is simply a technology that makes it possible for all of the parties in the interaction to trust that single shared record. So I hope that's a good answer for people that don't need to jump into all of the technology issues. The second thing I would add is, if you have that foundation of a shared trusted record among a group of people, means that value can be created and inefficiencies eliminated. There are also two broad divisions of blockchain technologies: those that have associated tokens and those that don't. And obviously the ones that have gotten the most mainstream media publicity are those cryptocurrency tokens, which has led, in addition to genuine value creation, has led to a certain amount of real speculation. But I think it's important for long-term investors to understand that you can separate those two components out. Yes, there's going to be some speculative buying and selling, but we're talking about shared records that are trusted and distributed as value creators. And if a token is used to mediate the exchange of value, then you're talking about systems such as Ethereum or Bitcoin or any of hundreds of others. How's that?
That's great. That's great. And it kind of leads into our next question, which is, why do you think it's so important for clients to consider blockchain type investments?
Okay, well, let me first say that I very much do consider investing in the blockchain space to be an important part of one's asset allocation. Fundamentally, it's because industries are being reshaped by this notion of a shared single record. And those industries, those corporations that both participate in that and find creative ways to create value on top of it, those are likely to be dominant players in the long run. Okay, it's that important a transition. Maybe the way to think about it is something like the idea of creating the limited liability corporation itself with stockholders and a secondary market for stocks. That was a major innovation of a new type of financial instrument, something that could be traded on a secondary market, but it also gave birth to a whole new class of corporations. Okay, that's the kind of transition that we're experiencing here. And so companies that can take advantage and see the opportunities in creating this shared interoperable record and what value creating services and goods can be built on top of such a system, those are companies that are going to participate in the next, again, I don't want to exaggerate too much, but it's something close to the next industrial revolution. How's that?
That's very, very exciting. We'll obviously see through time how that plays out. And Scott, we want to thank you for being our guest on DAC FP TV.